this is Becca from Becca's Music Room. I'm a teacher blogger who talks about teacher tips, teacher life, teacherpreneurs, and all things that might hopefully make your life a little bit easier. I recently posted some more TPT videos and got lots of requests for more of them. So today we're going to talk about something that was left in the comments by someone who watched the video. Also, someone watched my video, yay. And we're going to talk about how to be consistent in blogging. This topic includes some of my favorite things, including planning, consistency, and, well, blogging. I do enjoy blogging. So I'm really excited to get started, but first make sure that you like, subscribe, and share so that other people can enjoy this video and you can enjoy more videos in the future that are like this. I have a lot of videos that are coming out this summer. I've got like a full schedule, good gracious, and so make sure you do not miss anything. All right, let's get down to it. I have been blogging about teaching elementary music for a year and a half now, a little bit over that, I think. I don't know. Anyway, so I've been talking about teaching elementary music on my blog, beccasmusicroom.com, for about a year and a half. Throughout that, I've gone through different things. For a while, I did 2 blog posts a week. Then I went to like 1 blog post and then 2 blog posts and 1 and the 2, and then like switching back and forth each week. So it was consistent, but it was kind of funky. I went to only 1 blog post a week, which is what I'm currently doing. And to be 100% honest, during the summer, I don't write blog posts. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, just having the summer, both last summer and this summer, having the weird schedule, I just don't write blog posts. Especially this summer, I'm working on a lot of really exciting projects that you will find out about a little bit later. And so I've just been writing so much that I was like, I don't really want to write any blog posts. And I have a lot less ideas when I'm not in school. So I'm saving all my ideas for the fall. And if you want to take a few weeks or the whole summer off, feel free. But if your goal is to become consistent with blogging, then make sure you listen up. So number 1, set your goal. One more time, set that goal, because you cannot be consistent if you don't know what you want to be consistent with. Do you want to be consistent and post once a week, twice a week, 4 times a week, every single day? Don't do that. Or once every other week, or once a month. Y'all, I am so shocked when I listen to like the podcast and other videos and things that other people from TPT post, and they're like, yeah, well, I blog about once a month, and I'm like, once a month? Seriously? Like, that's it? But if that is you and that's all you can do, like, that's awesome. Post once a month. Go for it. I have the theory that the more I post, the more likely someone is to see something. So, you know, if I have 10 posts and they each have 10 views, that's 100. But if I have 100 posts and they all have 10 views, then that's 1,000. So I try to put as many as I can. I have it settled on 1 day a week, except during the summer when I let myself off the hook and don't worry about it. And I'm okay with that. But whatever your goal is, set your goal and stick with it. Write it in your calendar. Say, this month I will write this many blog posts. Now, that doesn't mean you can only write however many. Like, I only write 1 a week. If I want to write a second one, that's great. I just schedule it for next week so that I have them scheduled, and then I just get a little bit ahead. You can write more than what you say you're going to. You can always schedule them out and post them later. Number 2, set your office hours. I talk a lot about this in my video, running your TPT shop or blog in 5 hours or less. How I talk about when I do my work, how I do my work, and how long I do my work. Not very long. So my office hours during this school year are from 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. And at 6:30, I have to go, because if I don't go at 6:30, then this does not get done, and then I don't get out the door to go to school, you know, the job where they actually pay me to like show up at the right time. So my office hours are 6 to 6:30. That's what works best. If I find more time in the afternoon or on a weekend, then I will stick that in there, but that half an hour is the only thing that I have scheduled. Really, truly, 2.5 hours a week, and that is all I need to run my blog. Now, you can do whatever you want. You could schedule, okay, on Monday I'm gonna spend 3 hours, and on Thursday I'm gonna spend 1. That's fine. You could do 2 hours every day. You could do whatever you, but set your office hours. Even if they're not consistent, that is also okay. Just set them down. Even so, if you want to on Monday or Sunday, sit down with your planner and say, okay, I have an hour here, an hour here, an hour here. And then next week, maybe it's 4 hours on Saturday. That's okay too. Like, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do whatever you want because you're self-employed. You're doing whatever you want anyway. So set your office hours, even if they're not consistent. Just decide I need this many hours to work, and then put them somewhere and stick to them. Act like you are clocking in and clocking out at the time that you are supposed to, so that you are not struggling, so that you're not having any problems, so that you are ready to go. Number 3, assign tasks for those times. Now, I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at that 6 to 6:30, and I have an assigned task for my blog for each of those things. So on Monday, I sit down and write a blog post in half an hour. On Tuesday, I sit down and I edit and format the blog post. On Wednesday, I deal with graphics. On Thursday, I either do Tailwind or newsletter. I alternate which week I do which. And then on Friday, I work on YouTube or TPT or just anything else that needs to get done. Now, that works really well for me. And the way that I have set myself up is that I have different tasks that take different amounts of time. So making my graphics sometimes doesn't take half an hour. Sometimes it does, because that is like the thing that I hate the most in my business. But I'm getting there. I'm getting better. But writing a blog post will sometimes take more than half an hour, because sometimes my blog posts are about 800 words and sometimes they're like 1,500 words. So if I happen to go a little over, then on Tuesday I'll finish before I edit. And I have put those things in there so that I am able to get things done if I need to. Friday, if I have not gotten my blog post done, like, that is what I'm working on before anything else. Because if my blog posts don't get out, then everything falls apart. Basically, not really, because I just told you that I'm not blogging over the summer, but blogging is kind of like what I consider to be the basis of my business. So I get that blog post out every week during the school year, and that's just what I do. Now, if you are not doing, if you're gonna have 4 hours one day and 1 hour another day, still, when you plan out your time, plan out, okay, I'm going to write my blog post. I'm gonna do blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna do whatever. Decide ahead of time what you're going to do, because the worst thing you can do is sit down to get to work and you're like, oh, what should I do today? I don't know, maybe I'll go check some statistics that really don't need to be checked, or maybe I'll waste some time doing this thing that I feel like is important, but it's really not. So if you sit down ahead of time and decide, this is what I'm doing on this day at this time, then you don't have to, first of all, waste time deciding what you're gonna do, but you also don't waste time wasting time. Like, wasting time is the enemy of the business, for sure. So don't waste time, work the whole time you are scheduled to work, assign your tasks before you sit down to do them. Number 4, if you are struggling with getting your blog posts done, do them first. Make them the most important thing. Like I just told you, if my blog posts do not get out, then I don't deal with Tailwind. I don't send out a newsletter. I don't do anything else until that blog post is done. That's what you gotta think. Like, my blog post is the most important thing. That's why I do it Monday morning, first thing in the morning, and I get it done first before anything else. That way I make sure that I'm doing it, and I'm also giving it the priority. I'm giving myself the space to be able to do it. If you're really struggling with writing your blog post, that is the one thing that I want you to get out of this, is to do it before you do anything else. Whatever you decide is the priority in your business needs to be done first. And if you're watching this, I'm gonna assume that it has to do with blogging, because that's what this video is about. So do your blog first. Do your blog post first. Do your blog post first. And number 5, this is something that you can either take it or leave it. I actually kind of prefer to leave it, but a lot of people really work well with batching. Batching basically means that you do a lot of similar tasks on the same day at the same time. So maybe on Monday, you write 4 blog posts, and then on Tuesday you edit them all, and then you do all your graphics, so that way you are already in the headspace of writing and you don't have to stop and switch your tasks. This works really well if you have long periods of time back to back to back to devote to your tasks, and also if you are that kind of person that just gets in the groove. I personally don't do this because just the idea of sitting down and writing more than 1 blog post does not sound good to me, but it could be really helpful. I will also say I'm working on a project right now that involves a lot of writing, and my goal every day is to write 3,000 words for it, which, like I said, my blog posts average about 1,000, so it's like 3 blog posts in a row. And I usually find the first like 2,000 words are kind of like, when I get to 2,000, I'm like, can I just be done, please? But once I get to 3,000, I am like on a roll and I am going and I don't want to stop. There have been days that I've written so much more than I have to because I was already in the headspace, I was already on a roll, and I was just ready to go. So batching is something that you could really sit down and think about. You can even make it like the really fun part of your day. You could like go to Starbucks and order something that you don't normally order and like sit there and do your work. Just make sure you're actually doing your work. Or, you know, make it whatever is going to work the best for you. But if you want to try batching, I would suggest making it something really special. Maybe do it like at the beginning of the month. I actually do this with my videos. I just said I don't do it with blog posts. I do it with my videos. Actually, today I am filming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different videos, which is why I've got a notebook in my lap to keep everything straight. So batching can be really, really helpful. And if that is going to help you write your blog posts more efficiently, go for it. All right, so now I want to hear from you. What helps you be consistent with blogging? Are you consistent with blogging? Do you need help with getting more consistent? The next few videos that are going to come out will also have to do with vlogging. I've got quite a few on my list in my lap right now that I'm about to video as soon as this is over. So make sure that you subscribe so that you can see the more videos about the blogging if you need the help. And even if you don't, you could still find a gem or two. You never know. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share so that other TPT authors can listen to it and learn more too. And have a wonderful, wonderful week.